Hey guys, Greg Alexander. Today I want to talk about pond or small lake bass fishing and post-spawn bass in these small lakes and ponds. I grew up on a 27-acre pond, spent a many a day fishing ponds. I fish a lot of tournaments today, don't fish ponds as much as I used to, but I still like to go, especially in the spring up through the post-spawn before it gets real hot. And I want to describe to you today what these pond bass do. Now understand, some ponds are different than others. Some ponds have grass, some ponds have lily pads, some ponds don't have grass or lily pads, they're just open pits. But most all ponds have some stumps or some blowdown trees or some overhanging trees and some docks, things like that. So what does a post-spawn pond bass gravitate to? Well, first let's look at this. This next picture, I'm going to show you where the bass will be pre-spawn into the spawn. They're going to use this type of cover. Watch this. When you fish in small ponds and lakes, this kind of tree right in front of me here, there's old dead open branches, no green on it, kind of wide open, not real bushy, is the type of tree that you want to be fishing pre-spawn into the spawn to maybe just the immediate post-spawn. The fish don't want any shade at that time of year. They want as much sun as possible, and this is the type of tree that you need to be fishing until the water temperature gets, well into the 70s. Once the water gets well into the 70s, you want a completely different type of tree. So understanding that pre-spawn are going to use that open type cover, then you go back post-spawn and man, they're just not there. Well, where did they go? Well, pond bass is always going to gravitate towards the coolest water or the most protected area that it can get in after it is spawned. So in a pond, that's either going to be some deeper stumps, docks, or overhanging trees. Something that creates a bunch of shade, kind of like this picture here. Watch this. So this is more the type of tree that you want post-spawn and on into the summer. Something that creates a big canopy of shade that the fish can get underneath of. They won't use these trees until the water warms up, until about the mid 70s and then on up, and then that's where you want to fish for them, all the time from then on. So why did it go to overhanging trees? Why did it go to docks? Why did it go to deep stumps after the spawn? Well, they just want to get away from, like you would. You go in your house and turn the air conditioner on when it gets hot because you're not comfortable. If the air quality is not good, then you're going to want to get somewhere where the air quality is good. The same way with the bass. When the water gets hot and it's not moving in a pond very well, the water tends to get stagnant and the fish go to the place where the water quality is the best. And that's usually a little bit deeper with a less sun, less, pond scum and things like that. And that's where they want to be. If, you'll go sit out on your back deck, to a point, right? Till it gets 85 degrees, hot and sunny, and you start sweating. And then you're going somewhere where there's some shade. Well, a bass is no different. A bass is always going to go where he feels most comfortable. Early in the season, pre-spawn, spawn, they seek out the sun, just like we would seek out the sun, in the spring when it's been cold all winter long, and we get a nice warm day. Everybody and his brother goes outside to get out in the fresh air and the sun, and you want the sun, and you like the heat and the warmth of the sun. A bass is the same exact way. And then just like a bass and a human, when it heats up and gets hot, they're going to seek out these other areas. So the biggest fish in the pond after the spawn, they're going to be under overhanging trees that create a bunch of shade, especially if the overhanging tree has something else underneath of it, like a branch, a rock, a part of it that hangs in the water, but most of it's out of the water, especially things like that. Or docks that have fairly big shade canopies, but not just every dock. They're not going to be on that dock all the way in the back of that 1 foot deep slough. They're going to be on the docks that are closer to the deeper water. And they're also going to be on stumps. Now, finding the stumps, you know, that's, if you don't have a depth finder on your boat or you're just fishing from the bank, that's just a matter of taking a crankbait and feeling around for them and then trying to remember where they are. But that's where those fish go. And I have a couple fish catches here from a pond. The water temperature is 78 to 80 degrees. They're done spawning, and in this video following, you'll see exactly what I'm telling you is true. Nice 2.5 pounder. Fat. Done spawning. Been done spawning for a long time. Just set up under this dock here. Nice 2 pounder. Nice one there, probably maybe 3¼ pounds. Toothy. Now with these last 2 fish catches, there is another scenario that comes into play here. Of course, evening fish, you're going to get fish that will come up from a little bit deeper water and use whatever available cover is there. But in this instance, where I caught my biggest fish of the day, which was about 3¼ pounds and a big pickerel to go with it, there was a isolated tree there, but it just happened to be in the deepest section of the lake. The end of that tree is in about 8 or 9 feet of water, where the pond probably averages about 5 feet deep. So the biggest fish in the lake are going to use the prime cover. And that piece of prime cover, which happened to be right next to the dam also, which was right behind me, so you had some water flow there also, keeping those fish in that proximity. So we need to understand that also. So I hope that helps you catch more fish next time you go fishing in a pond post-spawn early summer. Again, if you like my videos, you want to follow me on a regular basis, I would ask you to please subscribe to my channel. It'll help you, it'll help me, and have a blessed day.